Last time I shared how I built a minimalistic GPU server for a home lab. I use the server to run services on the local network and the services that are facing the internet, and also an LXC for training. Now I want to share my perspective on the services that are run on my local network. It's an LXC container on the Proxmox that is running Docker, and I run services in Docker. So I started with Proxmox, an LXC inside the Proxmox with NVIDIA drivers installed, NVIDIA container toolkit installed, and Docker engine installed. And now the end result is the home page, container, just to get better look inside the status of the running containers, IT tools, and Jellyfin, and also a container with the hashcat. Jellyfin is set to use hardware transcoding. Now I'll go through the steps that I took to deploy this stack. This is repo on my GitHub, the link will be in the description. So I start with an empty LXC container with Docker engine installed, with NVIDIA runtime set, with Docker engine set to use NVIDIA runtime. I generate the key to log into this LXC. Clone the repo, then I create API key in Proxmox. I create the key following the instructions on the widget homepage, the widget for the homepage. I need this API token to get the readings on the Proxmox stats. Then I set up the env file. I generate the hash for the container password, put in the API token and the token secret, set the addresses of the LXCs and the Proxmox IP address. Also, I need a running Docker engine instance on my machine to be able to deploy the stack. And then I deploy the stack from my machine. Next, I copy the homepage settings to the homepage container. And that's it. Hashcat is ready to go. You just connect to the container and run the hashcat. So it's running, it's using CUDA. Yep. Then Jellyfin. Jellyfin requires quite a bit of configuration. I use an external hard drive for the media files, so I need to use a bind mount on the host. So I add bind mount on the container host, the Proxmox host. Then I need to add support for Chinese phones in the interface and the fallback font for the subtitles. Then I set up everything else in the First of all, I set up Jellyfin using the wizard, and then I set up hardware transcoding in the interface, and then I copy the media files to the library, and everything else is just work in progress. And so that's it. After that, for doing that, I have the stack up and running. Now, Docker Compose. Homepage with the variables for the homepage. Container. There will be the hash for the password, for the admin password. IT tools. Jellyfin. I tried to make it use only volumes without bind mounts, but it will be even more complex. So for now, I use bind mounts. The GPU support, the hashcat. So this is the Docker file for the hashcat. Here I use the closest mirrors. It can be safely removed from the Docker file. And here it builds from source and just cycles to keep the container running. So this is the hashcat, and also GPU enabled. Work in progress, volumes and the network. And that's it. After deploying this stack, we get this. That's it. So that was it for the services that I run locally. The links to the server build instructions and the instructions how to deploy these services using Docker will be on my GitHub. The links will be in the description. That's it.